I just recorded a whole video and I forgot my mic, so you couldn't hear anything I said. You'd seen my happy face, but you wouldn't have heard a single word, or you'd have to turn it up really, really loud. Anyway, hello all my happy frogs and friends. How's everyone doing today? Happy Wednesday, happy March 18th. We are on the 77th day of the year, and we'll get into our lesson in just a little bit. I'm one person that does not like the word depression. I don't like what it implies. I don't like what it feels. I don't like what it is. And I'm only speaking from experience. I'm only speaking from someone that has been depressed for 15 to 20 years. But I have to say it here just so that someone will get the gist of what I'm trying to explain. Now, I use a method. I'm not a Stoic by any means, but I use a theory called Stoicism, and that is where we control what we can control, and we don't worry about the things we can't control. The things we can't control, we have in our mind, because sometimes we have an exercise that we want to prepare ourselves for in case this situation comes up. So we have to keep in mind the things we don't control or the things we can't control. But for the most part, we act on what we can control. And it's pretty much our own thoughts and feelings is what we can't control. We can't control anything else. We can't control the weather. We can't control the traffic. We can't control anybody else's feelings or what they say. We can't control their opinions. We can only control ourselves. And this way, we are all held accountable for how we behave or how we think or what we feel upon certain situations. We can go out there and somebody has an opinion and I think it's just deranged. I think they're just awful people. Really? For an opinion, you're going to say things like that. I mean, just common sense will let you know that you can't control what their opinions are. So, this is how I work through my depression. We're talking about a depression for 15 to 20 years. I say that every day. I've only come out of my depression. I've only healed real good for about 6 years. I still have like diaries that I have from 2 years ago, 2024. And it said things like I was crying in my diary. I would just have the word crying. And that would let me know that I cried just about all day off and on for whatever reason. I don't know. I was depressed. I don't know. So for up to about 2 years ago, I was still suffering a lot of depressive behaviors. Now it's hard to get me to cry. It's hard to get me to think negatively. It's hard to get me to think in a downward. I still get my slumps. Don't get me wrong. I still get my slumps. But it's easier for me to talk my way out of it. It's easier for me to tell myself, come on, you've worked this hard. You don't have to sit here and think the worst of everything. So I do get my self-loathing little slumps. And then I'll say it, like online or whatever, but I'll get into a little slump, but it's easy for me to come out of it. It's not nothing for anybody to worry about. It's not anything for anybody to worry about at all, because I will make it through. I will be able to get out of it. I know how to do that. I know how to control this little noggin up here. I don't let it control me. I control it. And I know that. I know that now. So today's lesson for March 18th, the 77th day of the year, we're just rolling right along, aren't we? It is impossible. Well, it just says impossible without your consent. Impossible without your consent. I always think of Eleanor Roosevelt's saying that said, no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. When I read this headline. Now this, in the video I just deleted, it was the first time I've read it. I don't remember reading it prior to this. I may have, I don't know, but I don't remember it. But I thought this is a very, very strong point for us to realize. And it says, today I escaped from the crush of circumstances, or better put, I threw them out. For the crush wasn't from outside me, but in my own assumptions. And Marcus Aurelius said that in his meditations. These were notes that he was giving himself to help him remember how to practice stoicism. On tough days, we might say, my work is overwhelming, or my boss is really frustrating. If only we could understand that this is impossible. Someone can't frustrate you. Work can overwhelm you. These are external objects, and they have no access to your mind. Do they? Do they really? Let's go with it. They have no access to your mind. those emotions you feel, as real as they are, come from the inside, not the outside. So, is your boss really frustrating you? Is work really challenging you? Is it overwhelming? Is it really? The Stoics use the word hypolepsis, which means taking up of perceptions, thoughts, and judgments by our mind. What we assume, what we willingly generate in our mind, that's on us. We can't blame the other people for making us feel stressed or frustrated any more than we can blame them for our jealousy. This cause is within us. They're just the target. So, and I've done it. I've done it too. Work is frustrating. Work is overwhelming. You can't believe how much I had to go through work today. I've done it so many times myself. While being in the workforce, work is just it's so stressful. But it's what I allowed it to do to me. I allowed my thoughts, as cluttered as they might have been, I allowed them to be my stressors. I allowed them to overtake my brain and not let myself think rationally about what is going on. I know you might assume that this person can get on your nerves. And yes, sometimes especially if they talk a lot, or especially if they're telling you what to do, or especially if they think they're your boss, or they're thinking that treating you like you're inferior. Again, you can't feel inferior without their consent, without your consent. But it is a fine line between feeling anxious about your job or just allowing yourself to be anxious about your job. Which of it is it? To which of it is it? Most times it's just you allowing yourself to be frustrated over a certain job. You just have to keep in mind that, okay, the job is going to stress, it's going to come, it's going to be stressful. It's going to be hard. It's going to be maybe very busy from 1 hour to the next. Maybe it's going to, a lot of people are going to have their emotions come out all at one time, and it's going to be something that you have to deal with. So yeah, it can be stressful, but you are also allowing it to be stressful. I think what the most important thing is that people can be aggravated, and then they'll come at you with their aggravation, and you're thinking that this person is getting on your nerves when their stressors are stressing them out. And you haven't taken the time to think about, okay, they're stressed, what can I do to help? Most times you've allowed their stressors stress them, and then this person is stressing you. So you've allowed it to become one big domino. And we can't have that. We have to think, okay, this person is going through some things in his own brain. So let's break this down and see what we can do to help, or see what we can do to make his load a little bit lighter. A lot of people don't do that. They don't care anymore. They'd rather just fend for themselves and get it over with. And I get it, I do. I get it. I'm guilty of the same selfish behavior. I really am. But why is this person so stressed? What's going on in this person's world where they have to seem stressed or mean or kind of be aggravating at work? What is their deal? So that's always how I try to think of it. Like, what can I do to ease their tension so that their tension doesn't roll off on everybody else? There's no reason to allow your stress to become somebody else's stress at work. It's just not. I'm sure it's hard to be at work and have everything be tense and just fast paced and aggravating. I'm sure. I've been there so many times, but I didn't stop to think. This person was stressed, and this person was stressed, and this isn't happening, and this is. I always thought about it in my own mind. I'm getting stressed. I'm allowing things to stress me. I'm allowing these people's aggravations to stress me out. So that's how we have to think. Just do your work. Keep calm. Don't let things stress you out. And there's going to come times where it can happen. but it can't happen without your approval, without your consent. You have to let it stress you out. You have to let work stress you out. How's everybody's work week going? Speaking of work, how is the weather where you are? Is everybody having a great week? I think I am. I am excited about the weekend. I'm excited about being able to see Freckles in the next couple of days. I am excited to have him here so he can play and challenge me on whatever video game he's got going on these days. He's just awesome. He's an awesome kid. I love him so much. I can't wait to see him. Is everybody saying their affirmations? Are they writing down in the morning what it is they would like to do? Are they writing their afternoon journals or their evening journals that reflects on whatever has stressed you out? How did you react to it? What would you do differently? Was it a person that stressed you out more so than it was the situation? Have to think about those things. Sometimes, a lot of times when I was depressed or when I was in a bad mood, I would let certain people that I didn't feel like I needed to be around, I would let that person stress me out more than the situation. I didn't want to be around certain people. There were certain things that I just did not feel like I needed to put up with, and certain people were part of that situation. So whenever I saw these people, whenever I felt like I had to be around these people, I would be more mad at the situation than if it was just the situation itself. So have to teach ourselves what are we really, what is really aggravating us? What is really upsetting us? Is it the situation? Is it a person? Is it jealousy? Jealousy I don't believe in, but I'm sure I have acted on jealousy before. I just don't really believe in that. I can't imagine wanting something I've never experienced before. Or being envious of somebody, because I don't understand why we can't just be happy because that person can't have it, Oh, I'm so glad that they're able to buy whatever they want to buy. I'm glad that they're able to pay all their bills at, this one less person stressed about their bills. I don't know. I don't see jealousy as a good thing at all whatsoever. But there are times where you have to, I'm sure I've felt it somewhere down the line. Are you saying your affirmations? Are you writing in your gratitude journal? Are you making a journal? I think it's best to make a journal at least 6 months to a year of your healing time to reflect on the things that can make you happy, the things that aggravated you, the things that stress you out, the things that trigger you. Your triggers. I think it's a wonderful idea to think about what triggered you and what you could do better the next time it comes around. Gratitude journal. The gratitude journal just keeps on and on and on, because you have no idea how many things you're grateful for until you start writing. You'll be grateful for so many things. The air, the trees, the flowers, the sand, lightning. I'm so grateful for lightning because it turns over the soil and it helps the flowers grow. Rain, I'm grateful for rain. I'm grateful for, oh gosh, there was just so many things in my list. It was like 2 or 3 pages long with double sides to it. It was just everything. Crayons, I'm so grateful for crayons, not only just the crayon itself for being able to put color on a white page, but the smell of a crayon. Have you ever really thought about how much crayons smell? They smell so wonderful. I don't know. Just so many things. It is amazing what you come up with. And you learn to be more grateful. You learn not to take life for granted, and you learn that there's always something to be grateful for. There's always something to not take for granted. So there's that. There is that. I do hope everybody has a wonderful work week. I hope everybody has had a wonderful day. I hope that you're able to go out and compliment somebody. And I mean, really compliment them from the bottom of your heart, so that these people don't think they're being snowed. People do. People understand when they're being lied to. People understand in their mind when they're, somebody just wants to talk to them or just wants to feel important. A lot of people talk to you sometimes because they want to feel like they're important for some reason. Especially in my work as a retail persons, a lot of people would just come up to us and start talking to us. And I'm like, is it so important that you have to talk to somebody in this job? It's like you have a friend in the retail business. What are you doing? People would just sit and talk to us forever. You'd have to work anyway you can't stand there. Your bosses watch the cameras and you can't sit there and just talk to them forever. You're having to work and they're standing there talking to you. Sometimes you're like, go away. No. We appreciated every bit of it. At least somebody was paying attention to us. Somebody was appreciating us, and that's how we took it when somebody was standing there and talked to us. We were very excited that somebody would be willing to stop their shopping and talk to us. So, see? Different ways of thinking things. Different ways. So y'all have a wonderful day, and I will see y'all later. I promise. Bye-bye.